Hello everyone, Mark here. This is The Modern Age, and there was an episode of QandA last night, and they got talking about everybody's favorite topic. Everybody loves talking about it. Nobody's sick of it. Political correctness. So, I don't know. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. I've recorded maybe 20 videos where I just can't quite get the words right. And I think... So this is one of those issues that is one of the most dividing issues in our political landscape right now, all over the world today, is political correctness. Do we have the right to offend people? Do people have the right not to be offended? And it's come down to an issue of free speech. It feels like it's one side, and it's not just right. There's people on the left who are like, no, we need to defend free speech, and the other side who are attacking free speech. And I really think it's I don't know, it gets to the core of identity politics. It's letting the fringes of each side define the discourse. So the moderates, like I consider myself moderate on the left on this issue. I encourage political correctness, but I don't mandate it. I don't shame. I don't want to yell at people. I don't think it's good to yell at people over it. But it makes me think, oh, they just want to offend people. And so when I was thinking about this issue, I got stuck in the identity politics mold. A mindset. So I started thinking, how can we come to a definition that everyone can agree upon and it doesn't divide us? It's something we can strive for and it doesn't divide us on an issue that I think is pretty straightforward. So I'm going to play this clip and then I'm going to elaborate on what she says, and then I'm just going to say what I think, and if you agree with me, comment down below. If you disagree, let me know. That's cool as well. I've been reading people's comments. Yeah, let me just play this clip. I'll get it up.
Because political correctness has another word, Tom. There is another word for political correctness, and it is a simple word. It's called politeness. It's called politeness.
Okay, so I think she makes a wonderful point there. I'm going to change the word from politeness, and I'm going to change it to conscientiousness. So for me, being politically correct is about being conscientious of other people's feelings. And I think if you're on the far right or if you're on the far left, you need to be more conscientious when it comes to this issue. So if you're on the far left and you're telling people, you're getting angry at people and you're yelling at people and you're shaming people and you're wanting to legislate against people being able to talk in certain ways, I think not only are you being abrasive and offensive yourself in some ways, you're being counterproductive. Because nobody... I mean, we all grew up in our own cultures and we all talk in ways that we will find out are... we all talk in ways that it's how we communicate with one another. It's how we relate to one another. And I grew up in these cultures, and I used to speak, and I still do sometimes, in ways that I catch myself thinking, I probably shouldn't talk like that, or I probably could have used another word there, or I'm going to have to apologize for that. And I don't do it as much as I used to, but if I had somebody, and I've noticed before, I've once spoken in a way and somebody's like, you need to check your privilege, and got angry at me, and I was like, I got my back up, and I'm like, hey, why are you getting angry at me? And it makes me angry, and it cauterizes people into this mindset, and it allows for the fringe to rise up, and now all of a sudden they're being offensive on purpose. And so I think if we can break down the identity politics in this, and we can see that each person has a point, and each person comes from their own culture and their own point of view, and we need to understand that and work together. And so I just want to, I don't know, let me know what you all think. I think a great way to redefine political correctness in a way that nobody can really be offended by, I think. I think if you define it as being more conscientious towards one another. So nobody has a right not to be offended, but why would you intentionally offend somebody, I guess? If you know it does offend people, don't blame them for being offended. Maybe we can try to educate one another and say, okay, I don't mean it in this way. Please don't be... please, try to understand and try not to be as offended if that's possible. And at the same time, I'm going to try not to speak that way where possible. where I can think of it, where I have the wherewithal. And if I do speak this way, I'm going to try and be more cognizant of why I said that. And so, I don't know if that sounds like it's asking too much. To me, it sounds really reasonable. I've been through the exact same thing. Just try to be more polite to people, where possible. And so I thought that clip, and that episode last night was really good. I'm going to post a link down below. But that clip where she says, it's just about being polite. And I don't think anyone can really, well, I mean, some people will, but most people aren't really going to get too upset at the idea of being kinder to one another and, helping everybody get along with one another. So, let me know what you guys think. I hope that made sense. I've already made another video on political correctness. I haven't watched it in a while. It probably goes a little bit more in depth about this exact same thing. But I think if we can each come together and, reach a compromise where we're not so bitterly divided and just talk to one another and try to be more conscientious of each other's feelings. It doesn't seem like too much to ask. So, thank you.